Jimmy's situation, now you have to potentially get two quarterbacks ready for Saturday. What's the process like, dealing with that?
Well, I think with any injury, you have to get, whoever's available ready to go. And, I can't really speak on any injuries topics right now. That's not for me to answer. So we'll see how today goes and then address it tomorrow when we need to be.
When you watch the film from the game and see Jimmy's interceptions, is it the case you think of him trying to do too much? Or what did you see from the film watching some of those plays?
I think you see a lot of good that Jimmy did. He completed a lot of passes, in the drop back game and all that. And, I think at the end of the day, just when the first read's not there, second read's not there, just being smart with the football, taking care of it and moving on and understanding that an incomplete pass isn't a bad thing. So that's for any quarterback, and we try and address that on a weekly basis. And he's aware of that, and we'll try and make that better as we go forward.
There was a little bit of success in the run game, I guess, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Was that maybe letter boxes of them backing up a little bit, or did you kind of discover something, do you think?
No, I don't think we discovered anything. I think we just did a better job up front and, at all positions of getting the ball downhill and getting a hat in the hat. We talk about it every week, and we talk about it all the time, and that's what we're working on right now to make sure we get the best possibilities to do that. So the offensive line in the second half, I think you saw do that. Josh got the ball downhill, and we saw some productive plays. So looking forward to carry that over probably this week coming up and try and get the running game going and get Josh getting started and get the line some confidence.
How beneficial was it for a young player like Michael Mayer to make a big-time catch on that second down, 2-point conversion, to kind of get the game closer, but also where some areas you feel like he can improve as well?
Yeah, and Mike obviously made a big play there at the end of the game with the 2-point conversion and did the detail right on the play, sprung him open, and he did a lot in the game this past week too, and it was a lot of the stuff in the running game and blocking and that kind of thing and jam protections and all those plays are big. So he obviously has to see a lot of play time. I know the production in terms of receptions hasn't been there when you guys look at the stat sheet, but there are a lot of things he did well, a lot of things he need to improve on like any young player, whether that's a run fit, angles on a run game, moving his feet, sustaining a block, getting the right jam on the jam protections, all those type of things. So he saw a lot of play time. He's improved week to week, and we'll look forward to having him improve this week coming forward.
Do you see him making strides in his blocking? Has that been, I'm sure it's been a key area of focus.
Yeah, I think all the tight end room has been asked to do a lot of things in the running game these past few weeks, and it's grown since week one. So they've definitely have had more playtime exposure to some things, and it's Michael especially being a young player, so he definitely has a lot to improve on, but definitely a lot that he's taken and improved on already. So looking forward to that moving forward.
What have you seen from the Chargers defense? I mean, they give up a lot, but they do have a lot of really talented players over there, obviously. So,
Charger questions, I like it. Yeah, we're obviously familiar with the Chargers, playing them twice a year, being the same system with Coach Staley. They have very good talent on all three levels. I feel like I said every week with Murray at linebacker. Derwin James is a very productive player in the back end. Samuel, J.C. Jackson, Davis is an experienced player in the scheme. And then obviously the two edge guys do a phenomenal job, Bosa and Mack. So you have to be prepared at all three levels, similar to how we talked about it versus Denver and then Buffalo. They play very good football and they play very good situational football. They have an attack mindset and they look to create negative plays. So we have to do a good job of staying true to our rules and making sure we don't have those negative plays pop up, because that's what we're looking for. We're looking for turnovers, negative plays. And if we do a good job of taking care of the football, both from a runner standpoint and from a quarterback standpoint, we can kind of negate some of the things they want to try and do. But, I think it starts with us first, and then it carries over to them.
Despite all the talent that they have on defense, they've been allowing a lot of points to their first three opponents, a lot of yards. Without trying to get too schematical, what are some things you feel like teams are exploiting about their defense that maybe your team, the Raiders offense, can also do as well?
Things they're exposing, you can look at it from it's a 3-game sample size, so every week's different. They have familiarity with us, so that's a little bit of a different thing. So they know what we do, we know what they do. I think you have to look at it from a singular mindset and say, okay, what can we control first and play and go from that. What do we have confidence in and go from that, and then how does that apply to LA? And I think we have to start there as opposed to saying, Tennessee did this or some other team did that or Miami did this, because we don't have the same personnel as them. So we have to fit our personnel into what we can feel we have comfortable with against their scheme, and that's what we try and do on a weekly basis, and that's what we'll try and do against LA.
Not making any presumptions about injuries or anything like that, but just Aiden O'Connell in general. What have you seen in the last couple of weeks? Obviously, when the season starts, the reps are kind of different in practice and that sort of thing. So, where have you seen about his progression, maybe from preseason until now?
He's gotten a lot of reps in the scout team, gets the ball out on time, works really hard, takes the game plan, prepares like if he were to start. So he's a reason we drafted him, because he's smart and can throw the football very efficiently, and he's a productive player, was a productive player in college, and you guys saw that in the preseason. So, preparation standpoint, he does a good job. I think that's the biggest thing I've seen from him is, he's learned how to create a routine for himself as a young player. That's a big thing. You asked about Michael earlier. I think he's done the same thing, getting a routine in terms of preparation, and then routine in terms of body maintenance, and then routine in terms of practice. I think Aiden's taken that seriously, and that's the thing I've been most impressed with.
That's good. One more?
I was just gonna say, with all the attention that Devontae, does get as the receiver he is, Jacoby Myers also has the opportunity to make plays on the other side. How impressed have you been with, Jacoby and how he's fitting this offense so far?
Yeah, Jacoby Myers and the whole receiver room's done a really good job of doing their job and being dependable. I think in the passing game, I think that you have seen that every week moving forward. Like I said previously, in previous times you guys asked me, Jacoby works extremely hard. He's very smart, and he does everything in a detailed manner, what that Coach Edgar Bennett asked him to do. I've obviously had some history with Jacoby, so nothing he does surprises me. He's a very dependable player and works extremely hard at it, and whether it's run game or pass game. And, Devontae sees that in him. He sees that in Devontae, and I think having those two in the room pushes the room in general, which is why I think you guys see some production from them on a weekly basis.
Thanks.
Good? Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.